everybody, my name is Marjorie Waller. Thank you so much for coming today. I'm got the assignment of doing an informative speech for my communications class, so let's get started. We all know the history of the founding of our country. The Pilgrims came over, everybody made colonies, and then we had a brilliant revolution for the independence and our religious freedoms. But do we all know exactly what happened to the natives that lived in the land when we came? We watched the movie Pocahontas about the brave princess who helped the Americans, well, the European colonizers to get settled. She gave them corn. She went to Europe. She had with John Smith. And we've all heard about the Trail of Tears, where they were sent away, and we know it was a very sad time. And we know that a lot of lives were lost in the process, but do we know exactly what happened? In reality, what was a mostly peaceful people that inhabited this land were met with violence almost immediately and wiped out by foreign diseases. There were about 3 million of them in America when settlers first arrived, and that number was diminished to about 150,000 within 3 years of their arrival. They were forcibly removed from their homes upon threat of death and forced to walk miles while they watched their children die, and there was nothing they could do about it. And as for Pocahontas, I looked up on Wikipedia, the real story, because there have been some conflicts. The tribe that she came from let out a story that wasn't the actual story. So Pocahontas' actual name was Matoaka, and she did not willingly go with the English. She was initially captured and held against her will for 3 years aboard a ship. She was held for ransom and then never returned. She was brought to England. She lived there, she got married, and then when the opportunity arose for her to go back to her people, she chose against it, probably because it was a dangerous voyage and she had had a son by then. She did not marry John Smith. She actually married John Rolfe, the bad guy in the movie, because he was rich and, you wanted to marry somebody wealthy at that time. So it's a lot different than the Disney movie we all come to love, and actually a lot of the Native Americans don't like that movie. So another thing I looked up was a speech by President Henry Clay in 1835, when he actually advocated for the rights of the Cherokee people, who just wanted to, kind of be left alone. But it was to the point where he had no choice but to advocate for them because they were being treated so horribly. And so, we do have a rich history in this country, but our beautiful country was built on the destruction of the people.